Now, from Nebraska's trusted news source, this is Channel 8 News at 5.
I would say it's a crisis.
Coming up, early child care facilities are having to make some tough choices as they can't find teachers.
Plus, updates on several national shootings from over the weekend.
But first, a very bad crash that happened this afternoon near Waverly. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us on this Monday evening. A teenager is in critical condition tonight.
The crash happened around 1:30 this afternoon. A spokesperson for the Nebraska State Patrol has confirmed that a 16-year-old girl was taken to the hospital with critical injuries. Her car and a semi collided on Highway 6 near the I-80 exit right near Waverly. The crash is still under investigation. We will keep you updated as more information comes, both on air and online. You can also see Star Care there was called to the scene. In Grand Island, police say a 17-year-old was shot outside a Walmart parking lot.
It happened early Saturday morning at the South Locust Street Walmart there in GI. A 17-year-old was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Police say it happened after a group of people were dropped off there in the parking lot from a party bus. There is no suspect at this time.
And also in Grand Island, a 14-year-old boy has been warned about making terroristic threats after police say he pointed a toy gun at another student. It happened Friday morning at Grand Island Senior High. Police say the victim, a 16-year-old girl, is a special needs student and did not want to press charges. And in New York now, natives are mourning the massacre in Buffalo that left 10 people dead at a supermarket.
Officials say they're investigating this as a hate crime, one even calling it an act of, quote, pure evil. ABC's Rena Roy is in Buffalo with the latest as we kick off our coverage of the nation tonight.
As this community tries to wrap its head around this senseless tragedy, the family of victim Ruth Whitfield overcome with emotion. The 86-year-old remembered as a devoted mother, wife, and grandmother. Her loved ones now calling for action.
But we're not just hurting. We're angry. We're mad. This shouldn't have happened.
Whitfield was one of 10 innocent people shot dead while shopping or working at Tops Supermarket Saturday afternoon when police say 18-year-old Peyton Gendron stormed in with an AR-15 assault-style rifle.
There's a lot of people dead.
Exclusive cell phone video obtained by ABC News shows the moments Gendron was taken into custody. Zanetta Everhart says her child was injured when Gendron allegedly began shooting outside the store.
He was helping an older woman in the parking lot with the cart. Zaire was shot in his lower neck area, and it came out his back on the left side.
The president paying tribute to retired Buffalo Police Lieutenant Aaron Salter Jr., who was working security at the store and lost his life after trading fire with the gunman.
He actually was able to shoot the assailant twice, but he had on a bulletproof vest, and he lost his life in the process.
Authorities say Gendron was driven by hate. They're now digging into extremist views he allegedly posted on social media, including a 180-page document filled with racist and anti-Semitic rhetoric and previous threats of violence he's made. State police investigated Gendron last June after he threatened a shooting at his hometown's high school graduation. He was given a mental health evaluation, but no charges were filed.
He was just this quiet, smart kid that I wouldn't think could be able to do anything like what he did yesterday.
Rena Roy, ABC News, Buffalo, New York.
And on the other side of the country, a gunman opened fire inside a Southern California church yesterday,
killing one person and injuring 5 others, putting 2 of them in critical condition. Police have identified the alleged gunman as 68-year-old David Chow of Las Vegas. He's being held on a $1 million bond. Authorities say he stormed inside the church during a lunch banquet and began firing off several rounds. Worshippers and a pastor were able to tackle him and then hogtie Chow. They grabbed his 2 guns before police even got to the scene.
Without the actions of Dr. Chang, it is no doubt that there will be numerous additional victims in this crime.
Dr. Chang was the pastor there that was killed in the shooting. The Orange County District Attorney tells ABC News they plan to file charges later today or tomorrow against Chow. For now, he's being held on suspicion of murder and attempted murder. And in Texas yesterday afternoon, 2 people were killed and 3 others injured in a shooting at a flea market.
It happened just outside of Houston. Deputies believe the gun violence originated between the 5 people who were shot. No innocent bystanders were hit by any gunfire. Deputies say they did recover 2 pistols and have 2 suspects in custody, which includes one of the people who was wounded.
In Milwaukee, 21 people were shot Friday night in 3 separate shootings while people were watching the NBA playoff game. Authorities say none of the injuries are believed to be life-threatening. And between all 3 of those shootings, a total of 11 people were arrested, according to the Milwaukee police chief. Now to international news, Finland and Sweden have both officially announced steps to become members of NATO.
Both countries will soon apply for membership. The process takes anywhere from 4 months to a year and would increase NATO's presence on Russia's border.
Sweden will be very exposed during the time our application is being handled. Russia has said that it will undertake countermeasures if we join NATO. We can't rule out that Sweden will be the subject of disinformation and attempts at scaring and dividing us. But it is also clear that Sweden does not stand alone.
Now, Finland and Sweden joining NATO would be considered an escalation in the eyes of Russian President Putin. He previously called the alliance's expansion into Eastern Europe a threat and previously cited it as a reason for invading Ukraine. But Sweden and Finland both have the U.S.'s full support.
I think I'm safe in saying there's strong bipartisan support in the United States for admission of Finland to the world's most successful military alliance.
Mercado says Finland will bring a lot to the alliance and will strengthen NATO. Over the weekend, U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken said that the U.S. would, quote, strongly support Finland and Sweden if they apply for NATO membership.
Time now for a look at your weather with Chief Meteorologist John Dessar. John, a beautiful Monday, really, and I've seen a lot of sunshine today.
That's right, yeah, a very nice day outside. And the other key to all this is a lack of humidity. As dew points are down into the 40s, making it feel very comfortable outside. A nice looking blue sky out there this afternoon. Take you live right now outside the station. You can see nearly any clouds being seen as we look off to the north and west. A beautiful looking afternoon. Temperatures made it up to 82 degrees this afternoon. We're currently sitting at 81 degrees at the airport at the Capitol. 80 degrees in Beatrice, 83 in Fairbury. It's only 79 degrees right now in Central City, and 81 degrees is the temperature in Aurora. Mentioned the dew points, well, they're in the 40s, meaning we've got some very comfortable air in place. Even this morning, dropping all the way down to 47 degrees. Now, we've got clear skies outside right now, but you can see clouds back out to the west. Those are coming out ahead of an area of low pressure that's going to send moisture our way through the day tomorrow, but not so much for tonight. For the rest of tonight or this evening, 83 degrees by 6 o'clock, 77 by 8. We'll start to see a few clouds drifting in by 10 o'clock and clouds increasing as we get past midnight. And then we'll be dealing with a chance for a few showers. We'll time out the rain for tomorrow coming up in my Storm Alert Team forecast.
Sounds good. Thank you very much, John. Staffing shortages continue to impact every industry, and that's including early childhood educators.
Leaving many parents stuck on a waiting list and preschools struggling to make ends meet. Channel 8's Ariana Martinez met with an area preschool to see how they are being impacted. Ariana?
Yes, we've all heard the joke made on comedy shows where people are signing their kids up for preschool before ever giving birth. Although it sounds a little comical, it's something parents may start to face here in Lincoln, and in real life, well, it's not that funny. Almost every preschool or daycare across Lincoln have waiting lists, and some facilities are having to also cut classes because of teacher shortages. One preschool owner told me some of her friends who own childcare facilities in other states are having to close their doors permanently.
We are regulated with ratios, so the only way we cut back is we cannot enroll more children, which then affects the revenue, and so it is a crisis.
So far, there hasn't been any specific help from the state or federal government on this, but Little Learners Christian School has tried to change the initial interview process by lowering the amount of paperwork, having more of a meet and greet instead of a one-on-one interview, and she is willing to pay for any classes you may need if you do not have a background in education. She even encourages those who only want to work every few days a week or those who can only put in a few hours a day to apply. Information on how to apply can be found on our website, klkntv.com.
All right, Ariana, thank you for the report. Another concern for parents is the current baby formula shortage. Congress is looking to take up bills to increase supply
and hold a hearing where the FDA commissioner is expected to get grilled over how this shortage could happen. Here's ABC's Ike Ajachi.
The baby formula shortage continuing to put a daunting strain on families like Caitlin Doucette's. For days now, she's been leaving her Massachusetts home early in the morning, searching for formula wherever she can find it.
I drove to Rhode Island and tried to grab some. They were all out.
Speaker Nancy Pelosi vowing Congress will act.
There are 4 countries, Chile, Mexico, Ireland, and the Netherlands, that have supply that might be available to us.
The House working on 2 bills. The first for emergency funding to allow the U.S. to purchase baby formula from FDA-approved facilities abroad. The second would expand formula access for people receiving government assistance, help that can't come soon enough. President Biden offering formula manufacturers and retailers transportation and logistics support to help ease the shortage. An average of 43% of formula varieties are now unavailable nationwide, and 8 states plus D.C. have more than 50% of various kinds of formula out of stock.
My husband's running to 3 or 4 different stores, just trying to find something.
In February, the FDA shut down the Sturgis, Michigan plant for Abbott Labs, the nation's largest formula maker, due to unsanitary conditions at the facility that resulted in 2 infants dying and 2 others getting sick. The plant remains shut down, and that, plus ongoing supply chain disruptions, have created the shortage. Today, FDA Commissioner Dr. Robert Califf on GMA detailing the steps the agency is taking to increase the supply.
Abbott's recently indicated that as short as in 2 weeks, they can be in action.
And one of the baby formula manufacturers is warning that this crisis could last to the end of the year. Ike Ajachi, ABC News, Washington.
Still to come on the news tonight, officials are predicting COVID cases will spike as the weather starts to warm up even more.
and LPS is already seeing a rise in cases. We're going to have much more when we come back.
COVID-19 cases continue to slowly climb, even though they're nowhere near where they were at the peak of the Omicron variant.
However, even Lincoln Public Schools is seeing an uptick now. Just last week, the school district's case count was over 100 for the first time since mid-February and well above the 74 that was reported the week prior.
Lancaster County also saw more cases than the previous week, with well over 300 cases reported. Our health department recently moved the COVID-19 risk dial back into the low yellow area for the first time since March, but they say they still are not expecting any directed health measures, including a mask mandate, to be reinstated just yet. And today is the last day the U.S. and state flags are being flown at half-staff.
This comes after Governor Ricketts and the White House ordered flags to be at half-staff to remember American lives lost due to coronavirus. The White House says COVID-19 has claimed the lives of 1 million Americans. And as the U.S. sees a wave of new COVID-19 cases, one top health official cautions we're not completely finished with COVID-19.
But experts are split on whether we'll see a summer surge. Mandy Gaither has the latest on the COVID-19 outlook and what officials say needs to be done.
In all U.S. states, new COVID-19 cases are now trending up. And as the weather gets warmer, the question remains, will we see a surge?
I'm worried about the summer and the summer surge that could start within the next 3 to 4 weeks across the South.
But a former FDA commissioner and current Pfizer board member isn't convinced a surge is right around the corner.
I do believe that cases will continue to come down. Wastewater data collected by cities does show overall cases coming down, and that we shouldn't have a big wave of infection this summer.
Dr. Scott Gottlieb says the Omicron offshoot does pose a potential risk for a fall surge.
It's going to be important to learn whether or not the newly formulated vaccines that are now in development will cover this B2 variant well.
The latest CDC data shows about 66% of the U.S. is fully vaccinated with at least their initial series of shots. About 31% have gotten a booster. Booster uptake is highest in the Northeast, but lowest in the South, where less than a quarter of the population has received a booster dose.
We've got to make sure that we don't make a decision, which would be a wrong decision, that we're completely finished with COVID-19. We are not.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
And Americans can now order a third round of free COVID-19 tests from the government. Just go to covidtest.org.
Now, your Storm Alert Team forecast with Chief Meteorologist John Dessauer.
A nice couple of days, lower humidity. Maybe you enjoyed the free air conditioning from Mother Nature last night and early this morning. As temperatures drop down into the upper 40s, it's the coldest start to a day or coldest temperature in nearly 2 weeks. You got to go back 13 days to find colder temperatures when it dropped down to 40 degrees officially in Lincoln. Taking a live look outside right now from Schoen's Roofing down in Beatrice, looking off to the south and west. Just beautiful blue skies out there right now. And that's the same story as we go up to Aloe in Lincoln, looking off to the south and west. You can see the state capitol off in the distance, and again, nearly any clouds being seen as we look off that direction. Temperatures are warmer than yesterday. We did make it up into the 80s this afternoon. Have hit 82 degrees this afternoon in Lincoln, where it's currently 81 degrees. It's 80 in Beatrice, 81 in Hebron, and 80 degrees coming in from Hastings. So 80 degrees to 81, popular number around the area this afternoon. And look at the dew point. Anything under 60 degrees feels very comfortable, and that's definitely the case of dew points into the 40s around the area today. Now tonight we've got another chance to see the space station flying overhead. Now the lunar eclipse won't be taking place, but you can see the space station flying overhead for 7 minutes starting at 9:20 this evening. Starts in the west-southwest sky and exits off to the northeast. To grab the kids and head outside. It's a little earlier than what it was last Friday when we had one just after right around 10:30 or so. So grab the kids, head outside and look up and see the space station. It'll be a solid dot moving across the sky, not blinking. Now for the rest of this evening, our temperatures will be dropping 77 degrees by 8 into the upper 60s to near 70 degrees by 10 o'clock. A comfortable night coming our way. You probably can get by with leaving the windows open again tonight. Now the humidity will start to creep up just a little bit, but it won't be bad. Temperatures dropping into the upper 50s to right around 60 degrees. High pressure off to our south and east, allowing and keeping our skies clear, but you can see there is moisture in the form of clouds and some showers back out along the Rocky Mountains. Those will start to come our way overnight. In fact, we'll start to see clouds increasing as we get after midnight tonight. A chance for an isolated shower early tomorrow morning. You can see that on Stormcast at 4 a.m. out towards York and up towards Columbus, and these drifting off to the east. again, not a lot of moisture out of this. And as we go through mid-morning, we'll probably see a small chance for an isolated or scattered shower. That will start to pick up a little bit as we head towards the afternoon. Again, there's plenty of dry time, but there will be a chance for a few thunderstorms developing over the southeastern portion of the state. And there will be a chance we may have an isolated thunderstorm that becomes severe as we head towards the afternoon hours, with a better chance coming tomorrow evening, which I'll show you that in just a moment. Now, high temperatures tomorrow about what they were today, if not just slightly cooler, as winds shift around to the southeast, 7 to 14 miles per hour, gusting at times to 28 miles per hour. If you need to get yard work done, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday are your best days, as there will be that chance for some rain coming our way tomorrow night. You'll see that on Stormcast, suggesting we start to see a line of thunderstorms developing out over the central part of the state. Now, I think this may be a little overdone. The radar or the forecast radar is on steroids. I think with this is coming through the area, but we will have the chance for some showers and thunderstorms, and a couple of these could produce some gusty winds, maybe some small hail. Cannot completely rule out the chance for a tornado, and flooding shouldn't be an issue, as most computer models suggesting anywhere right around a ½ inch of rain. This one specifically showing a ¼ of an inch for Lincoln, but you can see some areas picking up over an inch possible. 7-day forecast shows some cooler temperatures by Wednesday, 78. A warm up though coming our way Thursday. The humidity really starts to pick up as well, with a high of 89 degrees. A chance for rain late as a cold front comes through, bringing us some cooler temperatures for the weekend. Highs right now look to be in the mid 60s. We then start to warm back up as we head towards the next week, with a chance for some rain maybe early Tuesday morning, and then back into the 80s by middle and end of next week, which, by the way, starts to then lead into Memorial Day weekend. Can you believe that's already here?
Time flies. I do want to make a really quick correction. For those free COVID tests, I said go to covidtest.org. It's .gov. So covidtest.gov. Thank you very much, John. A split day on Wall Street, the Dow gaining 27 points. NASDAQ, though, falling 142. Here are your numbers. You're watching Channel 8, Nebraska's trusted news source.
This week, why is
Finally tonight, we want to leave you with a smile here. So a little story after a 2-year hiatus. Helen Woodward Animal Center's Puppy Prom is back.
That's right. The 8th Puppy Prom took place on Saturday in San Diego. Owners had fun making corsages and boutonnieres for their pets and proudly took pictures with their furry friends. Now, cat lovers, they were not forgotten. Owners were able to enter their pets to the online kitty competition. So there you go.
Oh, my dogs would be jumping up on everyone and not being well-mannered at all.
I know it. Just when you want them to, yeah, say cheese or bark cheese, whatever. But yeah, John, final check.
So I don't think it's cheese. I think it's treat.
There you go.
Yeah, around here this evening, if you want to go outside, we can see the space station again this evening. Should be nice weather for it. Be visible for 7 minutes starting at 9:20. Starts in the west-southwest sky and exits off to the northeast. Just remember, it's a solid dot moving across the sky at a constant pace, moving at 17,000 miles an hour. 83 degrees by 6 o'clock, 77 by 8, 70 degrees by 10 o'clock. A nice evening to go out there and enjoy it. We'll see clouds increasing as we go through the overnight hours, and then maybe a chance for a spotty or an isolated shower early tomorrow morning.
All right, thank you, John, and thank you all for joining us.
World News is coming up next, and then we'll see you back here at 6 o'clock.
With the Channel 8 Eyewitness News mobile app, you'll be the first to know. Get alerts about breaking news and weather, all in the palm of your hand.
At Comfort Made Mattress Factory, we build each mattress specifically for you, right here in our locally owned store. We can even make his side different than hers, backed by our lifetime comfort guarantee.
Closed